We are currently going live from Swansea, Mexico.
Look more to the camera over here.
You ready? Hey everybody, my name is Frank Cava. I am from Richmond, Virginia. I am standing here today in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. That is the city at the end of the Shawshank Redemption where Andy says the Pacific has no memory. I'm there. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a real estate investor here now for well over a decade. I started off kind of as a solopreneur, and I found the Collective Genius in 2012. At the time, I was doing something in the neighborhood of about 30 deals a year, buying most of our stuff right off of the MLS. Fast forward 8 years later, and not only am I a member of the leadership team here at CG now, but we built incredibly diverse business. We do marketing and advertising, we do direct to seller, we do television, direct mail, text blasting, and outbound dial. We have an entire sales team of 7 people who work with leads and acquisitions. And we have a construction department who can fix and flip many units. And then we also have added property management in order to secure our rental doors. We now have almost 300 rental doors. I think the coolest thing about the Collective Genius is the fact that it gives you a community to be a part of. And when you're starting off and you're small, you're doing something in the neighborhood of 50 to 100 deals a year, it's usually you and a small group of people in a small office. And it's good to have a group of people who you can rely on, talk to, and kind of bounce things off of it. It's been invaluable for me. I've met some great friends through this Collective Genius, and it just gives you the ability to scale and grow quicker because you have friends and you can bounce things off of and talk about what is and what isn't working in their marketplaces. All right, what do you want me to go to next?
This is Jetro.
What's going on?
He is working, but he's also here to relax on vacation. He does all of our videography work, behind the scenes video stuff that you see all over the Collective Genius YouTube page. And yeah, so we're just here talking a lot about making connections, making deals, teaching tons of people about tons of stuff, and all of our members scaling them to the next level. We're gonna come over here and look at what's going on over here. So over here we have Mr. Jason Medley and Mark Gailtour. Let's talk to them a little bit. So we are on Facebook Live right now, guys. We are. So we're here in Zihuatanejo, Mexico, talking about, Randy's over there, Leon's over there. We have Rob and Eli. Everyone's talking to make new deals, scale their business to the next level, and grow wealth. So Mr. Jason Medley has been working with the Collective Genius for 10 years.
10 years this month.
10 years this month,
yeah.
Exactly. And Mr. De La Tour became best friends with Medley through the Collective Genius. That is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to make friendships that'll last a lifetime.
Well, Jess, it's funny you said it because literally you're talking about making deals. We had Jason and my conversation right now was nothing about deals. It was about our family, and it's about how to raise good children, how to, impact and, be a better father, a better husband. So it's about doing life with you, right, brother?
Well, we were talking about how a lot of times as entrepreneurs, you don't allow yourself any, you're always so hard on yourself, you're always pushing, you're always aggressive. Don't be getting up close to showing my dad vibe, man, right? You're always aggressive, and his wife had written him a little note to tell him to open it up while he was down here hanging out with everybody in Zihuatanejo, and just said, that his wife really appreciated the impact that Collective Genius had on him and their family. And so that was just like, cool stuff. Mark's getting ready to share a story that he has since being in CG. He came in as a total rock star doing 100 plus deals a year at the auction. And then the auction dropped, super hyper competitive. Margins got compressed. And so he was kind of on his heels because you'd been riding that train for how many years?
Yeah, literally for 17 years, I'd kind of been that dominant player in the Kansas City marketplace of buying a huge amount of property on steps. But we finally got to the point where it wasn't worth our time to show up anymore because we were getting outbid, not just being first loser, but at an auction, like property would go for $20,000 more than what we were willing to pay for it. So we decided to walk away, which was, when you walk away from your sole acquisition source, people thought I was crazy, but due to the relationships and the knowledge that I gained here inside the Collective Genius, I was able to pivot to keep the staff working, keep the contractors working through, the seller direct marketing channels, working
Talk
with
about the
wholesalers
pivot,
and
though. You
realtors.
got in a plane, and people from CG open-armed you into their office.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
about the relationship. I mean, we were able, and what is encouraged in CG is to go do office visits. Tell us not just what to do, but how you're doing it, and let me see what you're doing and how you're doing it, so that we could actually pivot way more easy. So that transition going from solely buying on the Woodhouse tips to now, buying through 5 or 6 different channels, we're able to go talk to the best people in their market, to take their secrets, because there are no secrets inside CG, and just showcase us what you should be doing, this is the things you should be working on, and we're able to quickly turn around. And although we had a down year last year and only bought 70 houses, we're already on track buying 10 to 12 houses a month again in 2020. So yeah, it's been a
Here's
good
the
run.
kind of cool stuff that can happen down here, right? One of the strategies that he used, he got from Phil Green. He's a big hitter out of San Diego. Probably does, 200 plus rehabs a year, and probably one of the most competitive markets. He is one of the dominant players there. And Mark implemented a strategy. Questions asked. What's the parameters inside of Facebook, right? That's where it comes in. He can just pick up the phone and call Phil. Copy like all the moving parts you just get because you're a member of CG. So if you're looking to become a visionary leader and scale your business, build wealth, and give back, that's really what we do here. And so go to learnmoreaboutcg.com. Somebody put it in the comments here, learnmoreaboutcg.com. Check us out. It's a cool video there. Actually, Mark's in it. Another cool story. In the video we cut, where a lot of our folks are talking about their experience in CG, he jumped on this Zoom call that you'll be able to see when you go to Learn More About CG. He was on the way to the airport to another event from one of our members, David Phelps, right? Probably in the last 18 months or so, you have exited 60 plus deals.
130 in the last 2 years. Yep.
Yeah, I was way off. 130 turnkey rentals he's exited out through a lead aggregator in CG named Mr. Dr. David Phelps. So 130 exits, 130 sales because of a relationship inside of CG. So there you have it.
And let's just discuss one more thing.
Yeah.
Let's take you back
All
10 years ago.
I'm getting a little toasty here, so I'm taking it
going
down, Jess.
Okay.
Getting a little toasty.
That's okay. So 10 years ago,
Yeah.
how'd you come up with the Collective Genius? Who was the person that sparked you and said, we're going to do this?
Yeah, I'd love to tell you there's some kind of fancy story behind that, but the reality of it was I was running a niche funding company. We were doing transactional funding at the time, and I was in a marketing mastermind. It wasn't real estate specific. I was in a marketing mastermind, and actually a friend of mine was in it with me, Kent Clothier. And he's like, you know what, you're positioned to do this in a real estate investing space because you've got the audience, you're lending a lot of money, yada yada. And when we got home, I decided to do it, and it started out terrible. It was, you think you're going to fill the room with 20 people and everybody's going to sign up and everything's going to be great. And, it did not happen that way. However, after a lot of persistence and diligence and true relentless focus on creating results for our members, here we are, enjoying the fruits of our labors down in Mexico. So.
And wasn't Mr. Corey Bortright already also involved?
Mr. Corey Bortright
Yeah.
has been in CG like from the beginning of time.
Yeah, he told me
There's a cool story about. I had kind of a breaking point. I did my first event, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to do this. This is too hard. It didn't go like I thought it was." And we were riding in the car together, and he looked over at me and he said, "Hey, man, I believe in you."
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that.
Sometimes you need that. So, like I said, that was about 10 years ago, and things are good. We're cooking. We have literally. This is only about 15 of our members. You taking off, brother? That's Mr. Lance Spencer from Anchor Loans. He's been with us since December. It's only February, and he's already deployed an estimate of $20 million in capital
And I gotta come here.
inside of 2 months, right?
It's nice hanging out. Thank you. Too, bro. Good to see you.
If you're looking for good flips, fix and flip cash, portfolio money, that's your guy right there, Lance Spencer at Anchor Loans. But so just about 15 of our people here, and literally, I don't remember the numbers, but before we came here, I totaled up just this group right here collectively flips. I want to say it was north of 3,000 plus units. Portfolio-wise is staggering, you know. That's even an underestimation because I realized that we have Stuart Denyer here, who's the CEO of New Western, right? They do a couple thousand units a year. So just talented group here, and I'm tired of talking now. So go to learn more about CG.com and check us out, okay?
Awesome, guys. So yeah, Guatanejo, Mexico, and this is CG, all the crew that has been here since as I fall, since the beginning of time of CG. Thanks, everyone.
That name.
Let it flow.
Yeah.
Let it flow.